Hello and welcome to Nightline. I am Nurzi Patwanche. The headlines. Operation to retrieve SUV that plunged off Pulau Pinang Bridge postponed with body spotted in the vehicle. Election Commission views seriously alleged electoral offences in Cameron Highlands polls. The Mazda CX-5 SUV, which plunged off the Pulau Pinang Bridge early on Sunday, has been located. The vehicle was spotted on Monday by Search and Rescue SAR team at 4 p.m. on the seafloor, about 15 metres away from the 34th pillar of the bridge. Efforts to lift the SUV using a crane, however, has been put on hold at 7:30 p.m. for safety reasons and will continue on Tuesday. The fate of the missing SUV driver, believed to be a 20-year-old student, Mui Yun Peng, meanwhile remains unknown. Marine Police Region 1 Commander ACP Rosman Ismail said that a body was spotted inside the vehicle, but they have yet to confirm the identity of the victim. The SUV plunged into the sea from the bridge after being rammed into by a Toyota Vios at 2:54 a.m. on Sunday. Meanwhile, police said the 21-year-old driver of the Toyota Vios involved in the accident on Sunday was tested positive for cannabis. Seberang Perai Tengah Police Chief ACP Nik Ros Azhan Nik Abdul Hamid on Monday confirmed that the initial drug test on the 21-year-old man, who is a hairstylist, had come out positive. According to Nik Ros Azhan, police have sent the man's blood sample to the chemistry department for a complete test to determine the content of alcohol or drugs in his blood, and the results will be known soon. The man was also injured in the incident and currently receiving treatment at a private hospital in Bayan Baru. Police also confirmed that the car driver and the SUV driver had known each other since their primary school days, and both were on their way home from a friend's birthday celebration at an entertainment centre in Lebuh Chulia prior to the incident. Authorities are also investigating whether the two were racing each other on the Pulau Pinang Bridge when the accident occurred. The last moments of the SUV before it plunged off the Pulau Pinang Bridge and into the sea was caught on a closed-circuit television CCTV camera mounted high on the bridge. The 8-second clip is the second visual of the crash after the first dashcam footage of the accident seen from another car went viral on Sunday. The new footage shows the SUV that was driven by the 20-year-old private college student in a cloud of smoke, apparently moving in a backwards direction and slamming into the guardrail. It then tipped over, plunging upside down into the sea and creating a giant splash. The Toyota Vios can also be seen coming to a rest in the rightmost lane at the bottom of the screen. In another development, Pulau Pinang Chief Minister Chow Kon Yeow wants a review of the specifications of guardrail along the Pulau Pinang Bridge and the Sultan Abdul Halim Muazzam Shah Bridge. He pointed out that the guardrails put up along the two bridges should be strong enough to stop vehicles from falling over.
Kaji kemungkinan ini sama ada penghadang sekarang adalah cukup tinggi atau rendah sangat ataupun mengikut piawaian yang ditetapkan oleh pihak wajib, maka setelah kajian ini diharap dapat buat satu keputusan.
He also said the incident involving the Mazda SUV was the third of such accidents that had occurred in the state, and he advised all motorists to be responsible and take note of safety factors, not just for themselves, but also for other road users. The increase in direct tax collection last year by the Inland Revenue Board, IRB, was based on the economic growth recorded in the year of assessment 2018. Finance Minister Lim Guan Eng said the higher tax collection was reflective of a resilient economy coupled with the effectiveness of a clean leadership. He also said this was supported by a 34% hike in collection from the Sales and Services Tax, SST, which was introduced last year. Lim was commenting on claims made by several quarters that the encouraging tax collection was actually based on 2017's economic performance and did not reflect the current state of the economy, nor was it the outcome of effective tax-related strategies set by the PH government. To tackle such allegations, Lim added, the Finance Ministry would continue to issue statements on the economy based on facts and accurate figures. On Sunday, the minister announced that the IRB achieved a new record in direct tax collection last year with 137 billion ringgit collected, or 11.13% higher than the amount collected in 2017. Malaysian graduates residing abroad are encouraged to return home to help school teachers improve their command in the English language. Education Minister Dr. Mazli Malik, who is in London for the Education World Forum Conference, said graduates who are not from the education field will be trained for the purpose. At a meeting with Malaysian students and diaspora in London, many asked the minister about the level of command of the English language amongst students and how that was affecting them into becoming a more advanced and competitive society. Dr. Mazli, who has a PhD from the University of Durham in the UK, urged Malaysian graduates to return home to teach in all types of schools in the country.
Ramai di kalangan graduan yang boleh berbahasa Inggeris dengan baik, ataupun mereka kelulusan English Literature contohnya, tetapi mereka tidak mempunyai diploma dalam perguruan ataupun mereka tidak pengkhususan daripada pendidikan. Jadi mereka ini boleh diserapkan di dalam kursus perguruan lepasan ijazah. Mereka juga kalau contoh TFM, Teach for Malaysia, mereka mengikuti kursus berkala untuk dipertingkatkan dari segi pedagogi dan juga pendidikan, dan juga kita akan berikan latihan-latihan lah untuk jadikan mereka option bahasa Inggeris.
He added that students abroad can also send English reading materials to schools in Malaysia who cannot afford quality books. Dr. Mazli also told the 100-strong audience at the dialogue session that the idea to get the involvement of volunteers and retired teachers too had been brought up before this. Autonomy would be given to schools to employ retired teachers, teacher assistants and determine their payments.
Berikan hak kepada sekolah untuk budi bicara mereka lah, macam mana rundingan mereka dengan guru-guru tersebut. Mungkin ada yang mungkin tak perlukan, mungkin ada yang perlukan, mungkin ada yang just diberikan apa itu token of appreciation. Kita tak boleh lihat pada guru pencen saja. Tindakan PIBG contohnya turut membantu, dan kita ada usaha pelbagai pihak lah, pihak swasta, contoh Finco yang saya sebutkan tadi, daripada pertubuhan institusi kewangan dan perbankan yang nak bantu, ada NGO dan juga seperti Teach for Malaysia. Kita juga ada usaha untuk bekerjasama dengan kedutaan Amerika melalui program English Teaching Assistant, English Teaching Assistant juga.
He said the Education Ministry is further enhancing the existing education plan by making it more flexible and competitive so its objectives can be reached before the targeted year in 2025. The dialogue session was organised by the United Kingdom and Aya Council of Malaysian Students, UKEC. Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad on Monday said Malaysia welcomes more foreign direct investment from Austria, besides strengthening bilateral ties between the two countries. The Prime Minister said there are more things that Austria could offer Malaysia, while Austria is a very good market for Malaysian products. At a joint media conference with Austrian leader Chancellor Sebastian Kurz at the Federal Chancellery on Monday, Tun Dr. Mahathir said he hoped the volume of investment would increase, especially in the energy and infrastructure sectors. The Prime Minister said during the 40-minute meeting with Kurz, the focus of discussion was on economic matters, as Malaysia knew Austria had good industrial companies.
Malaysia's wish is to have bigger trade with every country, and certainly Austria would be a very good market for Malaysian products. We will try and improve the trade between Malaysia and Austria, and we would also welcome more foreign direct investment from Austria. We know that Austria has got very good technologies, and we need to have access to those technologies.
He said although his trip was to attend an anti-corruption agency's conference, it was, quote-unquote, good to have the bilateral meeting. Touching on tourism, Dr. Mahathir said many Malaysians, especially music lovers, have visited Austria and hope Austrians would do the same. Tun Dr. Mahathir, who arrived on Sunday from London, is set to share the country's efforts in curbing corruption with the international community at the 10th General Conference and annual meeting of the International Association of Anti-Corruption Authorities, IAACA, on Tuesday. Earlier, Kurz, who spoke first during the brief media conference, said as the youngest leader in the world at the age of 32, he was honoured to meet Tun Dr. Mahathir, the oldest and most experienced leader in the world.
Sehr geehrte Damen und Herren, sehr geehrter Herr Premierminister Mahathir, ich möchte mich ganz herzlich bei Ihnen bedanken, dass Sie nach Österreich gekommen sind. Es ist eine große Freude, Sie und Ihre Delegation in Wien begrüßen zu dürfen. Es ist für mich persönlich auch schön, als wahrscheinlich einer der jüngsten Premierminister der Welt, den wahrscheinlich ältesten Premierminister und auch einen der erfahrensten Premierminister.
Kurz said Austria's investment in Malaysia totaled €860 million yearly through 70 Austrian companies. Later, Tun Dr. Mahathir paid a courtesy call on Austrian President Dr. Alexander van der Bellen at the Maria Theresa Room at the Hofburg Palace nearby. Meanwhile, in his lecture entitled Fighting Corruption in Malaysia, Achievements, Challenges and Perspectives, organised by the International Anti-Corruption Academy, Tun Dr. Mahathir categorised corruption in two stages, under and over the table. The Prime Minister stressed that if the latter happens, it is very difficult to eliminate corruption practices.
Then he will try to hide. But in some instances where corruption appears to be accepted by the community, you don't have to pay to hide the payment. You pay for any service openly to the person who is giving you the service. At that stage, it would be very difficult for the corruption agencies to eliminate corruption. It's because everybody is involved, and even the Prime Minister becomes involved. At that stage, the laws will never be enforced. So when you reach the second stage, it will be very, very difficult to do anything, except if there is an election, then the people can reject the party that has been responsible for making corruption a general practice.
About 100 people attended the lecture, including doctorate and postgraduate students on anti-corruption studies at the Academy. Also present, the head of GIACC, Tan Sri Abu Qasim Muhammad, and Malaysian ambassador and permanent representative to Vienna, Datuk Ganesan Sivagurunathan. And on to the Cameron Highlands by-election. The Election Commission, EC, will cooperate with the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, MACC, after reports emerged that Pakatan Harapan, or PH, had used government assets for election campaigning. Its chairman, Azhar Azizan Harun, said the commission has taken a serious view of electoral offences which allegedly occurred in the ongoing campaign of the Cameron Highlands by-election. In a statement, Azhar reminded all parties involved in campaigning to obey the laws and regulations throughout the campaigning period by not engaging in activities including gift-giving, government programs or usage of government assets and facilities to garner votes. Azhar reminded that conducting a campaign with racist overtones or touching racial insensitivities are also offences under the Election Offences Act. He also noted there were several reports of such instances activities taking place during the campaigning period. On Sunday, netizens spotted a four-wheel drive vehicle belonging to the Pahang Forestry Department being driven by two campaign volunteers. The department's logo had been covered up with the Pakatan Harapan flag and the Jalur Gemilang. The state government has since taken back possession of the vehicle, which it said had been loaned to the federal government for the use of a deputy minister to carry out official duties during the campaigning period. Barisan Nasional BN candidate for the poll, Ramli Muhammad Noor, has lodged a police report over allegations of misuse of the state government department's official transportation by PH during the campaigning period. The police report was filed by Ramli on Sunday at the Sungai Koyan police station after a video on the matter went viral on social media on Sunday. It was alleged that the four-wheel drive vehicle was stopped by a group of men at the Kampung Orang Asli Pos Lenjang. Pahang Menteri Besar Datuk Seri Wan Rosdi Wan Ismail said they will leave it to the police to probe the claim. The Cameron Highlands by-election is to be held on January 26. More to come on Nightline. Terengganu Assemblyman remanded over 500,000 ringgit false claims. Welcome back. Some 1.6 million Hindu devotees and tourists descended on the Sri Subramania temple at Batu Caves for prayers and penance in celebration of Thaipusam on Monday. Swarms of devotees bearing kavadis and carrying milk pots also made their way up the steps leading to the limestone cave, which Hindus hold sacred. Among the highlights of the celebration, a silver chariot, which carries the Lord Muruga idol from the Sri Maha Mariamman Temple at Jalan Tun HS Lee, Kuala Lumpur to Batu Caves. Meanwhile, police say the Thaipusam celebration was under control on Monday and police had ensured there were no threats or criminal activities taking place while the devotees were fulfilling their vows at the temple.
Apa beza is like a new attraction to the tourists. And we already used to come here, so it's something new.
Well, my wish for Thaipusam is at least there's more harmony in this country and good lives to come forward.
For your family itself, what is your
My family is good and we are fine, and we are thankful to Lord Muruga for giving us all the blessings.
While the Hindus participated in the worshipping, the spectacle also attracted tourists to Batu Caves.
I think it's so interesting, it's very colorful, it's very interesting to see everyone come around here for this. So many people from different cultures. Yeah. I haven't seen this, have you? I haven't seen this before.
The Selangor State Government will approve building applications for the area around the temple in Batu Caves, addressing thousands of devotees and visitors to the annual Thaipusam celebration in Batu Caves on Monday. Selangor Menteri Besar Amiruddin Syahri said he has no problems to facilitate the approvals so long as all regulations have been fulfilled.
Saya memberi jaminan kepada pihak pengurusan kuil kalau segala keputusan dan juga dokumen yang mereka berikan lengkap, saya tidak ada masalah untuk meluluskan semua permohonan termasuk bangunan-bangunan yang ada di pihak kuil ini.
Amiruddin also pointed out that the management had previously carried out construction works inside the temple's area even before applying for approval from the state government. Earlier, Sri Maha Mariamman Devashtanam Temple Chairman Tan Sri R. Nadaraja, in his speech, urged the state government and the Selayang City Council to resolve some of the temple's infrastructure development issues. He said the temple's committee wished to build several facilities, including a multi-purpose hall for the convenience of Hindus to hold religious events. A Terengganu State Assemblyman with the title Datuk has been remanded for 3 days to assist in the investigations linked to alleged false claims of 500,000 ringgit last year. The remand order, which begins on Monday and ends on Thursday, was issued by the Kuala Terengganu Magistrates Court Senior Assistant Registrar Nur Adila Abdul Latif. Earlier, the 54-year-old suspect was hauled to the court by Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission MACC officers. He was detained at about 5 p.m. on Sunday to have his statement recorded by the state MACC office. The suspect allegedly submitted claims amounting to 500,000 ringgit in May last year to the Terengganu District and Land Office. The claims were apparently for expenses of 32 programs to be held in the Assemblyman's constituency, which never took off. The case is being investigated under Section 18 of the MACC Act 2009. If found guilty, the Assemblyman can be jailed up to 20 years and fined no less than 5 times the value of the claims or 10,000 ringgit, whichever is higher. In Selangor, police seized hundreds of boxes of contraband hard liquor worth around 1.6 million ringgit during a raid at a warehouse in Bandar Kinrara, Puchong last Saturday. 9 men, including 5 foreigners, were also caught red-handed during the raid. In Johor, a total of 36 individuals, including a local man on the police's wanted list, were detained during raids carried out at 3 entertainment centres in Johor Bahru early Monday morning. The 1 a.m. raids were carried out through Ops Noda and Ops Pintas by Johor's Criminal Investigation Department, led by DSP Muhammad Zairi Badrul, along with 7 officers and 29 personnel. Over in Malacca, 3 people, including a couple, were killed in a collision between 2 cars along the Alor Gajah Malacca Tengah Jasin Expressway near Serkam Jasin on Sunday night. 3 others, including the couple's 2 children, were also injured in the tragic 9 p.m. crash. A mechanic who allegedly threatened to kill his own father was brought to Magistrate Court of Aikroh, Malacca on Monday. The accused, Hirwan Aman, aged 37, however, pleaded not guilty when the charge was read out to him before Magistrate Muhammad Nazrin Ali Rahim. When we return, scores dead in weekend bus accidents. Don't touch that dial. A series of weekend bus accidents has left at least 35 people dead in Bolivia. According to authorities, the accident that claimed the most lives occurred when 2 buses collided on a winding road in the Bolivian Altiplano, killing at least 22 people and injuring 37 others. The 2 buses hit head-on, crushing the front ends of both vehicles along the road that connects Oruro and Potosi. In another accident, or rather incident at least, 13 people were killed when a bus fell some 100 meters down an embankment on the Tarija-Potosi highway. Police are investigating, but say initial assessments are considering brake damage. Such bus accidents have become increasingly common in Bolivia, as many of the country's roads are carved from steep slopes of the high Andes Mountains and are known to be treacherous.